needed, and they said, we want tools that do our everyday applications in a small, lightweight, compatible solution. And we delivered on that. Since 2013, obviously things have changed a little bit. We've gone back out into the field, we've gone to understand with those same users, what else do you need next? So in regards to the drill driver and the hammer drill, people have said, hey, want to know what you've given us what we needed in regards to power to do our everyday. All we want is this one with a lot smaller. And then on the impact side, what we were hearing from people was, hey, you want to drill that small faster. The faster the drill driver, the more productive they're going to be throughout the day. So they want to look at what's faster and smaller on the impact side. So we went back to our engineering team and we said, hey, we want performance to be the general focus of this project because we want to make sure that we deliver on everyday productivity. But we want to do a ground-up redesign on both of the tools to make them as compact as possible. So we did exactly that. These tools are the most compact and the most powerful. So we're going to start off with the N12 front hammer drill and then I'll walk you through the impact. So the N12 front hammer drill is the most capable, lightest weight, most compact tool in the industry. Before we get into all the capability and what we did, I just want to point out, we took out over an inch in size from our first generation, while maintaining the same amount of power, right? Big deal. So when we talk about capability, it's all about those everyday applications. We know that our users are constantly drilling ship augers, self-feed bits, and hole saws, right? So I want to take one application. If, let's say, a half-inch pipe is being installed, most likely you're going to do a 3/4 inch hole. You're going to need a ship auger for that, right? Especially going through wood. Taking a global competitor, the problem is that you can't even insert the ship auger into the tool. Why? Because they have a 3/8 chuck. Obviously with ours, because we have a half-inch chuck, it's easy to input that accessory, no problem. If you're going to have an accessory and be capable to do that, the other piece is the actual performance, right? And because we have the power safe brushless motor, our RedLink electronics, and our RedLink batteries, we can give on that capability. So I'm going to show you just a 3/4 inch ship auger going into 2x6 so I can show you the power that I have. So that's the capability piece, right? Now, the other thing is people also ask us, well, something else is lighter weight. Again, more compact. So this tool weighs 2.8 pounds, right? So let's say you're doing a lot of overhead applications, it's going to be great because it's going to cause less fatigue throughout the day. The other piece is the ultimate portability. You can put it in or on your tool belt, you can throw it in a contractor bag, anywhere this thing's pretty much going to fit, right? Now the last piece is one that everybody I'm sure is excited about is how compact this tool is. It's at only 6.6 inches in length, allowing you to have the best access in really tight spaces. Now I want to give credit to our engineering team because they did a hell of a job trying to make this thing small. So I'm going to walk you through what they did from the back of the tool all the way to the front in order to make it that small. So we start with the motors. You'll see that from our first generation to our second generation, we took about 11 millimeters out, so close to half an inch, while maintaining the same amount of capability and the same amount of power. I see him questioning my math.
No.
No?
My math is converted on millimeters.
Sorry. I'm pretty sure 13 is half an inch,
25.4.
right?
So
Yeah.
So close to half an inch. A little bit less.
12.5.
There you go. So this was 29 millimeters, so an exact inch, if not more, in regards to the electronics. So the electronics took about an inch in size. And that's huge, again, because obviously the electronics package has to protect the tool and it has to protect the user. And we did exactly that while still optimizing it and making it smaller. Now the last piece is the gear case. So we take a look at our gear case. It's close to that's a great reaction. It's close to half an inch smaller. The way we did that was, one, we removed the mode selector and we put everything on one clutch collar, but we also optimized the hammer mechanism to make it a lot smaller. So between the three things combined, the motor, the electronics, and the gear case, we're able to make this tool a lot smaller. So the end result for you and for the rest of your readers is that you have the most capable, the lightest weight, and the most compact tool in the market, right? Now, with every drill, I'm sure you see an impact on the site, right? Because they work hand in hand together. So we went ahead and built a second generation of our N12 tool impact. It has the fastest driving speed, it's the most compact, and it has a 4-mode drive control. So we're going to hit on the speed first. Like I said earlier, our users constantly came after us and said, hey, we want a tool that's faster. We want it to drive tools faster. So we delivered on that. From our first generation to our second, our tool is 30% faster than it was before. So it's fixed at 3,300 RPM with 1,300 inch pound torque. It's 20% faster than all the other global competitors in the market. And then, outside of speed, was, hey,
Over a half inch.
Thank you. Or a half inch, if you will. The electronics are a little bit smaller as well. So the one on my right is the second generation. Something to keep in mind though is that we added 2 more modes to the tool, to the actual impact. So we had to add more electronics, but we still decreased the size. Last piece is the gear kit. So close half an inch shorter from Gen 1 to Gen 2. And that was all through optimizing the impact mechanism. The reason we had to go back and optimize it was because we were asking for a lot more accurate tool. So while we optimized it for the overall output power, we also decreased the size. Now, the last thing that I want to hit on before we do a demo is the 4-mode drive control. So something we heard from users was, hey, why not we want more control? You've given us 2 speeds, give us more, why not, right? And a lot of people have our impacts, our 18-volt impacts, so they call us self-tapping screw mode. Why not at 12-volt? Well, we listen, all right? So you have your 1, 2, and 3 speeds, so slow, medium, and high.
You don't have 6 next year.
How long is what? 6?
You don't have 6 next year.
Yeah, that's a little much. We gotta stop. Stop it right here.
Know where to quit, right.
Got it. So 3 and a self-tapping, that's all we got.
There you go, you're good.
So we have the 3 speeds, and then that self-tapping mode is the 4th one. It's just great for those metal applications. You have a very controlled finish.
Stops on torque.
Yep, and it stops.
1 second.
It slows down. So it's not going to stop completely, but it's going to have a more controlled finish so that you don't strip it out and you can easily. Alright? This is a 12-volt competitor, and this is a 5-inch leisure lock into 6x6 material. Granted, a pretty extreme application you're not going to do this on a daily basis with a 12-volt product, but we want to show you that the speed that you're going to see is going to go throughout the entire speed torque range curve. Alright? So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go, and we'll start. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.